Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to W.M.S.T podcast episode number 78. I am your host Syed. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the audio link. Here are your guests for tonight. We got editor-in-chief finally back after a week. Ziggler, what up, Ziggler?
Yo, what up?
What up?
Sunday is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an
Saturday
interesting
and
show.
Sunday.
Yeah.
True. And of course, as always, we got the Orange Cassidy of the group. We got Cam. What up, Cam?
Hi.
Hi. All right, y'all. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get started with today's episode, part one. Let's talk Fight for the Fallen. AEW had their third straight special uh, episode of Dynamite. Um, I got to see mostly the ending, but I did go over a lot of the card. It was a pretty good show, is what I heard. A lot of people enjoyed it. I heard TNT Championship match Cody versus Sonny Kiss was really awesome. It's really good to see Cody facing so many different opponents. That's the element of surprise with the TNT Championship. Anybody can face Cody, and it's been bringing up a lot of interesting matchups. I'll be interested to see who he faces at All In, and I think he will definitely lose the title at All In. I feel like he might lose it to somebody like maybe a Brian Cage or something like that. It's gonna be interesting to see that. As for the rest of the card, FTR versus Lucha Bros was really awesome. Their styles really meshed together really well. It was a fast-paced, fun match. FTR defeated the Lucha Bros. Really good match. And I'm just really enjoying the storyline between the Elite, the Elite and FTR. The dynamic is really awesome, and Adam Page is doing some of the best character work in the entire wrestling right now, and it's really fun to watch. So I didn't really get to watch that Chris Jericho segment with Orange Cassidy, but they had like orange juice spilled all over them from the rafters or something like that. Jericho called himself the demo god because AEW has been winning the 18 to 49 demographics war between NXT. Some people think it's kind of corny, and I tend to be in that camp as well. I think there's a line you gotta toe between acknowledging the war with NXT and focusing on the show. So that segment was definitely like tipping the line there. And
Do you feel
fine.
that he's trying too hard?
I think so. Although Jericho is he's a veteran of the business. He's been here 25, 30 years. So I mean, he knows.
was there for the original war.
Right. So he knows what he's doing. But for the people who are saying that this is kind of corny, it's tacky, it's childish, it's petty, I get it. Like I would understand if you're complaining about that. It's still interesting to see.
A bit of an unpopular
I think he's just
opinion.
being Chris Jericho.
Do you feel that some of the little taglines he's been drawing out ever since he came into AEW, do you feel that they've been hit and miss?
It's a little bit like I think Le Champion and Demo God. What else is he coming up with?
Bubbly.
The
Yeah,
little bit
Sex
of
gods. Right, sex gods.
Right. Yeah, I miss Sammy. Anyways, yeah, I mean, they're not as over as The List or Stupid Idiot. That's for sure. But he's still Jericho.
I just think he's just being his character. That's just his character.
Like
Right.
he's
a
annoying,
cocky asshole. Yeah.
Like he's annoying and cocky. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and if he's doing
He's
that,
always been like that.
right, then he's doing his job. Simple as that. And finally you had AEW Championship match, John Moxley versus Brian Cage. Good to see Moxley finally back in action. And this match was really awesome with Brian Cage. Brian Cage had a great performance in my opinion. They wrestled back and forth, uh, shifting momentums. Like it was a really good back and forth match. I'm trying to remember the finish. It was a pretty cool finish. Although some people might not be satisfied with it, but I get the finish. So, since Moxley isn't able to put Cage away with the paradigm shift, he has to resort to working Cage's arm because his arm is kayfabed injured in the match, so he's working over the arm and he locks
Well, I
in the
think it was
arm
because he
bar.
had a real life injury.
Was it
Yeah, like
real life?
I
I
think
heard it was
yeah, like
kayfabe.
it was like 5 months ago he had surgery. I think on it,
Right, and they used
if
that
I'm not
in
mistaken.
kayfabe
So this
to.
would have been
Yeah,
like before he got signed.
yeah.
Right. So he worked the arm, and then, to save his investment per se, Taz threw in the towel, and he forfeited the match, and Moxley retained the championship. Darby Allin came out, attacked Cage at the end, so probably setting up that feud. Should be a fun match at All In, and that's how the show ends. Pretty cool ending in my opinion. Like it didn't make either guy look bad. Saved Cage from either getting pinned or submitted. So I think good work overall, and I'm gonna be interested to see who faces Moxley at All In. I'm hearing rumors that it's gonna be MJF. I don't know how people will receive that. I think it'll be interesting. Cage probably fighting Darby Allin. That should be a really fun match at All In. But yeah, really good ending to the show. I don't even know if you can call this a pay per view. Like it was a really good episode of Dynamite. And if this Cage versus Moxley match was part of night one would have been like way better for Fighter Fest. So yeah, I don't know if I should rate the show, but I mean, if let's say we were saying this is a pay per view, I would probably give this, quote unquote pay per view a 7 out of 10. A good show or a Dynamite episode that's 8 out of 10. So yeah, let's go to Ziggler now. Ziggler, your thoughts on Fight for the Fallen?
Yeah, like you said, it was a really good show. The opener with Cody Rhodes versus Sonny Kiss for the TNT title was really good. And like you were saying, yeah, I love these TNT title matches that Cody's been having. What, every week or every other week or so? I kind of wish though it was like it was like John Cena's open challenge. Like you don't know who's gonna come through the curtains. Like it's like a surprise, but they announce it like a week before, like who his opponent's gonna be, which takes kind of like the surprise out of it. But the matches are still good, but I wish it was still more like an open challenge. Like you don't know who's gonna come out. That would be better, I believe. But I don't know if they wanna do what WWE did with Cena in the Open Challenge for the ES title. So, and then FTR versus Lucha Bros was really good. I don't think it was the best match of the night because I think the best match was the Elite versus Jurassic Express. That match was fucking insane. Like, I don't think you mentioned this in you didn't mention this, I don't think, but it was really good. It was
Yeah, I didn't catch that match.
yeah, well, you have to. It was my match of the night, and I don't know. It was just really good. Like last week's. I'm not sure if it was better than last week's FTR and Young Bucks versus Butcher and Blade and the Lucha Bros, but it's a close second because the Elite Young Bucks are always still in the show, and that's why they're the best tag team in wrestling today. They've been the best tag team for years, and they're still setting up the Young Bucks revival and Omega and Hangman. So maybe they're gonna have a triple threat at All Out for the tag titles. That would be awesome.
Didn't they tease a heel Omega thing?
Yeah, after the match, Omega pinned Marco Stunt, and then after the match, he attacked Marco Stunt. He it was weird. Yeah, he attacked Marco Stunt, and then the Young Bucks got him off of him. He was like, "What the fuck? What the hell are you doing?" and stuff. And yeah, it was weird. I don't know why he would do that, but
I think they might be experimenting as to who would be a better heel in the eventual Adam Page versus Omega storyline. What do you guys think?
well, they've been setting up. They've been setting up Hangman's turn though. They even set it up at Revolution. So I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know really. Omega. They haven't really been setting up Omega's turn because he's always doing the Bucks, but I don't know. I think it's always just been the Elite versus Hangman, and Hangman feels kind of left out. That's what I think. But yeah, all in all, it's with the Revival, the Bucks, and Omega and Hangman as the top three in the tag team division. It's gonna be fucking great. And if they're gonna have a triple threat tag match and at All Out, I'm fucking in. Take my fucking money. No fans or not, I want to see that match. So yeah, and then what was after that? I think it was the main event. I didn't really watch the main event. I kind of watched bits and pieces, but it was still good. I'm not liking how AEW is treating their bigger guys like Lance Archer, Brian Cage, and Brody Lee. They literally, once they got there, they pushed them to a title, and then they lost. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't like how they did that. Like, they had to build these bigger guys up. Like, you don't just push them to a title and make them all lose. And I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me for some reason. I
Like,
just
there's
don't
no
like how they're doing
mid-card
that.
belt. Like, there was no mid-card belt for them to go for. I mean, Archer was in the finals
Yeah,
for
I
the
know, but
TNT
like
thing, but
once they signed Brody Lee, they put him into the title picture, and he lost to John Moxley. And then once they signed Brian Cage, they put him to the title picture, and he lost to John Moxley. And same with Lance Archer, but it was with Cody Rhodes in the TNT title. I don't know. I just don't feel like they're using their bigger guys right. Like, they're supposed to be like monsters, and they're like losing like their title matches, like their first ones. Like, you can't just give them a title match. You have to build them up for it, you know.
I totally agree with you. Like not to defend AEW or anything like that, but the thinking between, like to do that is probably to show like these guys are good enough to contend for the championship, but they aren't good enough to win it yet. But they're still prominent players, and they might win it in the future. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess, but like they like build Archer and Cage to be like unstoppable monsters, and they just lose like their first big matches, you know. So yeah, but still, of course I'm always curious or to see what they do next, and I hope they make their way back to the titles and maybe win, because Brian Cage is one of the best wrestlers right now. Same with Archer and Brody Lee. So, and WWE didn't use Brody Lee right, so I'm hoping AEW does. So, yeah. But Fight for the Fallen was good, but yeah, it had a lot of good matches. Well, the three, and the Brian Cage and John Moxley one was. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I can't really rate it. But from what I saw, it was pretty good. So I'll give the whole show maybe like a 7.5.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm definitely predicting Moxley losing the championship at All In. Like that's the feeling I get because he's beating all these guys. I think eventually somebody like an MJF or somebody's gonna beat him at All In.
You think MJF is ready? He's like, I'm not sure if he's ready.
I don't know. That's
I
a
don't see
rumor I'm
him with the
hearing.
world title yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I'm interested in seeing the people's reaction to him contending for the championship.
I would like to see Moxley as champion a little while longer. Maybe towards the end of the year he will drop it,
Yeah,
like around
maybe they
like
might do the
October
same
and
thing
November.
with MJF, make him lose it all into Moxley. Keep that title reign going. We'll see. And Cam, did you have any thoughts on Fight for the Fallen?
I didn't see everything. Like, I didn't see the TNT title match. I think I would have tuned in at the FTR Lucha Bros tag match, which would have been a good tag match. Which was a good tag match. I was peering in and out of the Elite Jurassic Express tag match also, and also going in and out of NXT stuff. They were doing a Keith Lee Dijakovic match for both the UK North American and World titles. So they're setting up Dijakovic to be written off, to have his sent off and be shipped off to the main roster. They had Tegan Knox and Io Shirai for the women's title as the main event, competing against the AEW title match. But I did see the AEW title match. Bits and pieces of it wasn't bad. But I do agree with the sentiment that Ziggler said, that they are pushing their bigger guys and then setting them up to lose. Like, I don't see this being over by a long shot because of the way that they booked it, with the submission finish and Taz throwing in the towel, Darby Allin coming in. Like, I don't see this ending by a long shot. The feud is gonna keep going. Like, do you think it's gonna keep going?
I think Darby might be feuding with Cage before they continue the feud. It might
Oh yeah,
continue
they had
after All In.
the thing Double or Nothing where Darby was written off by Cage.
Right, exactly.
So there's that continuity, and that's because there's that continuity, and they're gonna feud, and Mox is gonna have his own move on to his next challenger.
Do you think that Darby Allin should have cost Cage the match? I think it would have made more sense.
Yes, it would
if he wouldn't
should have did that
interfered.
versus the towel finish.
Yeah, I remember hit him with a skateboard or whatever.
No, the towel finish is brilliant. That was a brilliant finish. It's such good storytelling. Like Mox put in an arm bar. He locked that in for 5-10 minutes. I think it was locked in.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, and then he like turned like MMA style. It was like pushing it, kind of like pulling it up, and he was just looking at Taz with the most sadistic smile I've ever seen. Like, he was just smiling and like enjoying it. And you don't want
and he flipped him off.
You don't want Cage to look too weak. I mean, I guess he did look weak because he got a title match early and lost. But you don't want to see him tap out, because in wrestling, tapping out is probably the worst thing you can do. So him not quitting was best, and the manager throwing the towel in is a great storyteller. So I'm glad Darby Allin didn't cost him the match, but I did like the skateboard to the throat. That was really cool, and that is good enough, I think. But the towel finish is a great storytelling, something that WWE kind of lacks in its storytelling. So I'm glad AEW is focusing on storytelling and wrestling at the same time. So I think the towel finish was a great way to end that title match.
Like, WWE doesn't do towel finishes. Not that I know. Like, they don't do that in recent. They haven't done that in years.
Yeah, I don't remember one since Owen and whoever.
Yeah, it would have been
I can't remember the
New
last
Generation
finish like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But that's
And they already
towel finishes are. I think towel finish is a great way to end a submission match, especially if you have a manager, or not even just a match where you can end with submission. It's just like you didn't tap out, but you gave up. But like, it just makes it look. It just makes the story a lot better, in my opinion.
And the thing is, if Cage won, he would have had a broken arm, and he would have had to forfeit the championship. So he kind of saved his investment to so he doesn't have to go rehab again. That's what they were pushing on commentary.
Live to fight another day.
Right, exactly.
And if Darby and Cage go at it in a match, and it has like an extreme stipulation, Darby's gonna clock him in the shoulder with that skateboard, and that's gonna be really fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it has to have like a no holds barred or no DQ match.
Yeah, it has to be
like not too severe, like lights out.
If they do have a match and it has a stipulation, I'm already predicting Darby's gonna win. I think he's gonna just mash his arm with a skateboard just over and over again.
Either that or he's gonna come very close to a win. It's probably gonna be like in a street fight, maybe.
I'm with it.
Yeah. By the way, Izzy's here. If y'all needed an introduction, what up, Izzy?
What's going on?
What up? All
Mox,
right, so
Mox for the win.
Mox for the win, baby. All right, so now we're actually gonna go into talking about Extreme Rules. Uh, I want to apologize right now because I was not prepared to talk about it because I forgot the show was happening this Sunday. So
Didn't we
here
all?
is, yeah, didn't we all? So here is Cam with the card. Then we'll discuss some matches we're looking forward to.
DZ group.
Yes, the aforementioned Dolph Ziggler is. It's Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. There's no stipulation for it. Ziggler is going to pick the stipulation, not our Ziggler, the other Ziggler. Asuka, Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Bayley, Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's title. The two cinematic matches or the taped matches. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt in a swamp fight match. Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins in a quote eye for an eye match, where the match can only be won where one competitor yanks out the other opponent's eye. Apollo Crews MVP for the U.S. title, for the newly redesigned U.S. title, and New Day, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura in a tables match for the SmackDown tag titles. That's what's on the card so far, unless they add any more.
What the fuck is an eye for an eye? Yanks the other guy's eye out? Did I hear that right? What the fuck?
You heard it right.
You are not deaf, my friend. That is what they're going for.
You take out your opponent's eye?
Yes, the match ends.
What? What?
I thought
Izzy,
this was a PG show, goddammit.
What is this, Saw?
Izzy, the match is gonna end when one person takes out the other person's eye. Like the eyeball has to be on the screen for
They're
the match to
gonna tape
end.
this thing.
So is it gonna be Rey Mysterio and Dominic against Seth Rollins and Jigsaw?
Nope, it's just I think it's Rey Mysterio versus Seth
It's just
Rollins
gonna be Rey
one-on-one.
and Seth.
This
All
is
right,
PG?
so I thought. Okay, I'm confused. I haven't watched it in a little while, but I thought Rey Mysterio retired and Dominic is like attacked him or whatever.
I thought Rey Mysterio got thrown off a building like at WrestleMania or something. I thought he died.
That was Money in the
Bank.
Bank,
Money in
dumbass.
the Bank.
That was Money in the Bank, you dipshit.
AEW's better.
But yeah, didn't Rey Mysterio quote unquote retire?
Nope,
Like,
he's
on
back.
Raw. And then didn't Dominic do something? I'm so confused. I haven't watched it.
I'm probably the only person that actually managed to get the story out of this. They wrote off Rey by having Rollins do like a whole spot where.
Yeah, I remember that with the steel steps.
Yeah, the steel step corner spot. Rey's back, where they had a whole bunch of segments throughout the past few weeks. Dominic got some hits on Seth. Rey's competing now with a little bit of a black little eye thing on his mask, and Rey challenged him to this match.
So is it like a cinematic match?
It's probably gonna be cinematic or taped.
Oh wow.
Yeah. All right,
This
just to be.
This guy's gonna get like a damn screwdriver and just slip his eye out.
I love me a good old fashioned Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins match. That would have been great, but
Yeah, true.
That's what they've been booking. That's what they've been wanting to book for weeks.
What the hell, man?
I mean, just have an old fashioned singles match, you know, like
or just a blindfold.
Why you gotta gouge people's eyes out, dude? This isn't fucking Game of Thrones. Come on.
Let me prepare you guys for something. Have you guys ever seen WWE use CGI? Like, you know, when they have the entrances, they have the logo in the CGI.
Wait,
you've seen that, right?
Just use special effects.
Yeah,
just use props.
And their CG looks trash though.
So that's what's gonna happen with this match. They're gonna use CGI to pull out the eye, and it's gonna look horrible. I guarantee it.
This is PG.
We need to record this.
Just use makeup. Use
or a fake
practical effects.
Yeah, exactly. Practical effects.
Right, you know Tom Savini. Get him on the phone.
Dude.
Okay, not gonna lie though, Asuka Sasha Banks sounds fire. That
sounds
fire.
Awesome.
I'm gonna watch that.
Same.
I'm gonna go first. I never go first on these things. I got Asuka because she's the GOAT. Bayley, Nikki Cross. Okay. Bailey's still the champion. She's been champion since like.
Dude, she's the
2012.
most boring champion of all time.
Let's go. Nikki Cross. Bailey's probably gonna win though because they love her. Wyatt
Four
Swamp fight.
Horsewoman gang.
That's a thing.
Bray Wyatt is
That's
back
gonna be a
to
cinematic
old school
match,
Bray
like the
now.
Boneyard match or the.
Okay. It's
Bray is doing his retro stuff again.
Okay, I'm gonna go Braun then because Bray's whack.
Yeah, but it's a non-title. It's a non-title match.
It's
so
all
Bray's
going
gonna
to
win.
Fiend at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'll go Bray only because it's non-title.
We got New Day versus Cesaro and Nakamura. That's a team.
Yep.
All right.
That was the whole thing with Sami Zayn.
That's actually a pretty good team. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
True.
I'm gonna go New Day though. Go New Day. I think they're gonna put him through the wood. Through the wood. I actually love the new U.S. title. That's actually a really sexy title. I'm gonna go Apollo though. I got Apollo.
Grooves can't lose.
And then eye for an eye. I couldn't think of that seriously. I guess we go Seth. I guess I don't know. Like that match just sounds retarded. And then the main event versus that guy from Scotland. DZ Crew, baby, let's go Ziggler.
Ziggler will win if he picks the most ridiculous stipulation. Other than that, McIntyre wins.
Super kick on a pole match.
Why does
It's more than likely going to be Claymore gets banned or one hand tab out his back.
Match.
Why does Ziggler get to pick the stipulation?
Because he's sexier.
So basically, McIntyre is so confident that he can beat Ziggler that he lets Ziggler pick the stipulation.
Oh, in that case,
how stupid is that?
Let's go DZ Crew all the way. World War Ziggler. It's time to shine, baby.
Yeah, what he said.
Ziggler picks a stipulation and loses the match, bro. That's gonna make. I mean, he always looks weak, but this is gonna be like a whole nother
He
level.
always looks weak. Yeah, pretty much.
Let's be honest. The world has, we passed.
It's not 2013
we don't need
anymore.
Dolph Ziggler, man. The world has gotten enough Dolph Ziggler. We passed. I don't know how to say it.
The man is like what, 39, something like that. He's old. He's okay. It's not 2013 anymore. He's
past his expiration date.
Yeah, he's kind of outstayed his welcome, but yeah, it's
I do not appreciate the disrespect. This is a 2-time world champion, 6-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time U.S. champion.
Hey, is
5-time champion, triple crown
what has he
winner,
done with those
Money
world
in the Bank
titles?
winner. It's put on his Hall of Fame resume. That's what's on there, Cameron. DZ Crew, all the way, baby.
How long is he?
How long was his world title reign?
Hey, that's a piece of shit. Del Rio's fault. He kicked him in the head. This is supposed to be a scripted show. You're not supposed to actually kick him in the head and give my man's concussions, okay? So fuck you, Del Rio. I'll be get stabbed in the gut with a knife.
This man likes to kick people in the
Rio.
head. DZ Crew. Yeah, I wish, but yeah.
Let's go Ziggler. Come on, I'll pick a ladder match and Ziggler.
If it was 2013, I'm with you, man. But it's just like, it's not gonna happen. They're all up with McIntyre, so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, true.
I don't know who he's gonna face at SummerSlam though. Who do you think he's gonna face at SummerSlam?
The rumor
gonna face probably Lashley for the.
I'm not talking about Ziggler, you dumbass.
Orton.
Yeah, Orton is the rumor right now, so they can put the title on Orton eventually, or because
title
here's the plan.
Orton again? How many titles does this man need? He's like 40. God damn.
Okay, so the plan I heard, this is just like some report, like it's not confirmed. It says that Orton will win at SummerSlam, and then Edge will face him at Royal Rumble. Edge wins the title at Royal Rumble, and then it's Drew McIntyre versus Edge at WrestleMania. That's what they're thinking right now. That's just a rumor I heard.
Even gonna make it to the Royal Rumble?
I have no idea, because the thing is, Edge versus Orton was supposed to happen at SummerSlam, so now they'll do McIntyre, losing the title and then winning it at next year's WrestleMania, so he can get his moment with the crowd, because they want him to
Man,
get his moment with the crowd.
imagine a Royal Rumble without fans. Jesus, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
gonna
at
be the
least
most
they won't
depressing
spoil
thing
anything.
ever.
It's gonna be so depressing.
Yeah, I hope.
we thought Mania was depressing. This is gonna be even more.
Yeah, hopefully by January
It's
the
not.
crowds are back.
Because
Hopefully.
Trump is a dumbass and he's
At least I hear there's a vaccine coming.
Really?
Nah, there's not a vaccine coming, dude.
Dude, I need a source for that.
Apparently, there is a vaccine in San Diego. It's just like the U.S. health thing, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
won't release it. They won't like come. They won't like
Yeah,
I
they
don't know
wanna-
where it is, but they won't.
they
They
wanna-
won't like show it or whatever.
Oh, so basically they want to monetize it before they release it. I got you.
Yeah, but like there's like a doctor. There's doctors in San Diego that have a vaccine. It's just the U.S. is
Man.
getting started not releasing it.
You know, like Future once said, man, it's an evil world we live in. They should be giving this vaccine for free.
Especially for DZ Cruise members.
Exactly.
Because the testing is because of the testing.
But yeah, hopefully crowds are back soon, because my God, these shows are depressing without crowds.
Yeah, they really are. It's
Don't
hard.
call.
I'm
In and
trying
of
to get
itself is
back.
depressing.
I'm trying to get back into AEW NXT on a weekly basis, but I haven't watched NXT this week yet.
Yeah.
So,
But
but
hey,
AEW has been pretty good with the special shows.
Right. And don't call these phony, quote unquote crowds actual crowds. Those are just
They're not.
performers, basically. All right. So with that, we're going to end this week's show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to episode number 78. Ziggler, you got any last words?
Nah.
Izzy?
DZ Crew, World War Ziggler, let's go!
Hey, we'll be here if he wins the championship next week.
If they win, I'm hosting. If Ziggler wins, I'm hosting.
Sounds good.
He's not winning, dude.
Tune in next week for the DZ Crew WWE Championship celebration. And if you doubted Ziggler, you're not invited. So it's going to be just me solo hosting the whole show. Because none of you guys
Gotcha.
are invited.
And Cam?
It's not 2013 anymore, so it's not gonna happen.
He's going to
Yeah,
win. He's going to win.
And Cam?
Yeah, and Chris
We
Benoit's gonna
really
come back
about
from the
to-
dead.
We are really about to see somebody's eye
Oh,
get
cool.
yanked out on Sunday.
We'll see, man. With that, Ziggler, go ahead, hit that outro.
If you're so confident that Ziggler's going to lose, if Ziggler wins, you have to give me your DVD collection.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And click on the channel to check out some more awesome videos like our movie and wrestling debates and our interviews with people like the Wrestling Classic and Jordan Jomo from the IGWC. And we are definitely looking into delivering you all some more content in the near future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your support.